What's going on, my fellow cryptopreneurs? Bitcoin Street here. If you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing to my channel and helping get this high quality stuff out to the public, I sure would appreciate it. I do believe it's time for me to try to get some traction in the YouTube algorithm. This is getting pretty good for me. I've developed this little system. I've done it on my own, and maybe there's stuff like it before, but I'm sticking with this just because it's what I'm comfortable with, right? And if I watch other channels, I'll get confused. So maybe you're in that same boat too. And what I'm about to show you might be super confusing when you first look at it, but it's really just simple, basic stuff. And let's go have a look. This is Bitcoin on the daily chart, folks. Dropped out of this parallel channel. That is bad news. If you're a bull, I warn people, don't start, I said stop longing the top. Don't long the top up here. And this was a good spot to get in a short position on the top range here. That was a good short position. I do think this is a similar position. The top of the parallel channel and was harsh resistance, and now the spot dumped out the bottom of the channel. This is probably going to be harsh resistance here as well. And I'm in a short. I don't have any dry powder left. I put my dry powder into a short right here. Bitcoin came out the bottom of this, tried to get back up in and failed, and it appears to be dropping. Let's go down to the quantum level. This is the daily chart. Let's go down to the 5-minute chart where I show you these little spider web looking things. If you're wondering what in the world that is, what's going on there? See these little spider webs behind the daily chart? That's the 5-minute chart. I call it my kaleidoscope method. It's still in development, but it's really easy to see. Let me know in the comments section after you see this what you think of it. Is it confusing to you, or is it easy to see, or maybe because I think like a Jason Casper, he's kind of a Fibonacci level master, and I watch his stuff and I don't really understand what he's doing. I know he's really good at it, right? Obviously, and he's experienced with that, but it's very interesting how different people develop their own little systems. Here I'm just going to call this the kaleidoscope method by Bitcoin Street. I'm going to be getting this polished up in the coming days and weeks and months. The more I see something happen a few times, the better I'll get at seeing what's going on. So first of all, looking at this right here, what's a common looking theme? Things that point down break up. Things that point up break down. Now, that's not always true, but you can definitely see. Let's just go right here. Well, let's just look at this for a second. Where's one that points up? Where's one that points down? It broke down here. That was a tasty one. Parallel channel descending, broke down harshly. There's one. Here's stuff pointing down. Here's another little channel pointing down that broke down. And where else is there something else that points down that broke down? Where's something that points up that broke up? I don't see anything pointing up that broke up on this chart anywhere. It's looking like 2 times that common theme was not correct. 2 times it looks like something that point down broke down. Otherwise, things that point down break up. Things that point up break down. So that is a basic, simple observation looking at this chart. Let's zoom in back here. This is about February 20th or so, late February 19th. This little red, I'll color code this later. It's not exactly color coded now, but I'll get it looking real sharp for you here pretty soon. Starts off with this little red range, just a little consolidation going perfectly sideways pretty much. That's basically a parallel channel there, but I'm just going to leave the parallel channels when they're ascending or descending. For now, I'll mark red there. This is just a sideways consolidation. Pumps up out of there, straight into a descending parallel channel. There's other patterns in here for sure I could mark, but I don't want to make it just a sloppy mess, right? For instance, I could probably draw, if I really wanted to, for the first time, just looking at this, I could probably draw, say, a channel, something like this in here. See how it's working? There's a bit of a channel structure there. See that? So I'm not marking everything I possibly could, right? There's tons of little stuff on here, but just the kaleidoscope, it just morphs, right? It morphed into this little red range, into a descending channel, which is a bullish channel. It breaks up into a bearish megaphone that breaks down, just a little breakdown, kind of a fakey fake. Oh, I got a cat fight going. Get it. Kind of a fakey fake breakdown. Definitely didn't hit the target, but it morphed right into another megaphone guy, and this thing broke out the top. Fakey fake. See, lots of fakey fake. Look at the size of that fakey fake. If you were short in here, and that thing pumped up. This is the 5-minute chart, so that probably was about 60 seconds or less. Giant wick way up there. That's the local all-time high, or the local high, 25,289. Here's the real breakout, breaks down, and after the breakdown, what happens? It morphs right into a descending channel, and this is where things start getting real interesting. Let's zoom in a little bit, or scrunch this down so you can see. When it starts forming this big giant bearish structure, in my opinion so far, that's when the trade starts getting really obvious and really tasty, right? So it's just kind of bebopping down this channel, a little breakout here, a little fake back down into it, breaks out. So this is a bullish pattern, the descending parallel channel. Breaks out once, comes back in it, tries, fails, and then here's a breakout, and it forms right into this little symmetrical triangle. And so far, I've noticed that triangles seem to have a habit of breaking down. There's one to the right here that actually goes down and up. But there it is, right? And then breaks down at the bottom of the triangle, right back into the channel, and then it comes back up here, and it starts a new trend line, kind of with the real close to the resistance of the triangle. And that trend line goes all the way down through here, fails off the trend line, comes back into the channel. And now between that parallel channel on bottom and this blue trend line coming down, there's a bit of a wedge, or you could even say another parallel channel type structure. They're basically pretty similar right here at this point. And then Bitcoin gets on top of that channel. Now it's in that wedge. See that below the trend line above, and then it morphs right into an ascending parallel channel. Whoops, no, gonna morph back into a descending parallel channel. The breakout from the bearish breakout from the bearish ascending channel turns into another descending bullish channel that actually breaks out the bottom. Well, there's one that points down that broke down. There's number three. There's the third time on this chart. Something pointing down, broke down. That's basically what this is, correct? The more times I see something, the sharper I'll get. Now this is basically a big, on the 5-minute chart, this is a giant descending wedge with a smaller descending wedge in here. And right here, there's actually a bottom that correlates with a previous low back here. Right here, see that? Right about here. Double bottom action. It'd be about right there. I missed that. I didn't see it coming, although I basically still had to call right because this is a big bearish structure, and I was calling for a break up. And the double bottom would have double confirmed it to me. So let's get that scribble out of there. Bit of a breakout here. Breaks up. Forms another little symmetrical triangle. There's kind of two triangles in there. Smaller one and a bigger one. And it breaks out the bottom of the triangle. Bounces off the top of the descending wedge. Comes aside, and then there's kind of a bit of another channel formed in here. If you take the top half of the triangle, kind of rise up. That's one habit of Bitcoin. There'll be like a parallel channel, and then it'll kind of jump on top of that and ride it down and form another little parallel channel on top of the parallel channel, like you see here. And here's a big breakout, right? This is actually the breakout off the double bottom, also the breakout out of the descending wedge. So this is probably where I can start identifying a real nice place to trade, right? Real nice place to take along when all this stuff kind of comes together, right? A double bottom, a descending wedge, a couple of descending parallel channels. You know, what's the theme? You know, it's it just gets kind of overwhelming, and then the price just jumps right up. It jumps into a little sideways consolidation range here, marked in red. Breaks up out of that. straight into another descending channel. And this whole time, this whole screen is blue, kind of light blue on top and dark blue on bottom. This is the middle, this dotted line, kind of where this range is sitting as support. It's kind of in the middle, directly on the dotted line in the middle of the big blue parallel channel you see on my daily chart. That's this area. That's the middle. That's the exact middle. So that's a support right here. It broke through there, rode it for a while. That's that red channel there, red range. It broke up, descending channel down. Here's a down, something pointing down. It broke down. We talked about that already. Breaks down. What's it do? It turns right into this symmetrical triangle here, this little one, and breaks down out of that and forms a new support line, which is actually a bigger triangle here. See that? And it's in here, and it's also forming a descending wedge. It breaks out the descending wedge, kind of forms this little top, another little, forms a descending channel, a bit of another little descending channel on top of the descending channel. Comes up here to the top of the triangle, forms another descending channel, breaks out the top of that. It's also formed a megaphone, which also breaks down again. And there's kind of a bit of a consolidation sideways range here. I don't have it marked. I'm not marking everything. I don't want to make it just a total mess. So this big triangle broke up, and then price comes back down and rides the triangle down. This is real interesting. So lots of times I see analysts, they'll draw like this triangle here, this one here, and then they'll just play the breakout, and then you won't never see them speak of it again. But look, I've left the triangle there after the breakout, and see how it works. It broke out here, right? And then it comes back down, and then it rides that top of that triangle down, which has formed another descending wedge. See that? Which breaks up. See how this working? I think the day might be coming where I might just be able to just turn this on and say, hey guys, this is going to happen. Watch this, right? So that's why I'm kind of excited about this, and I find this very interesting. Maybe my videos are boring, but I sure would like to get some traction on YouTube algorithm, and I think this could be really good stuff for a lot of people. Okay, so and then it breaks out the top of that descending wedge, comes up here, forms another descending parallel channel. I could probably get rid of this trend line. I first had it marked as a trend line, but there's actually a pretty good parallel channel structure there, right? And then what has recently happened? The descending parallel channel, which has a tendency, I say, of breaking up. Hard breakdown. This is the breakdown. I shorted right here. This is the breakdown. I actually shorted this big triangle right here. I shorted about right here. Went underwater a little bit. When this big triangle showed up, I was door dashing and I was looking at my smartphone, Robinhood line chart, and I just in a downtrend where we're at, I just saw this big, almost symmetrical triangle come in, and my gut is almost always right. I just tap and put in a nice short at like 23,800 and watch it go underwater. But I'm just getting a real good feel for this. And then here's the big breakdown. Boom, right? So lots of people could have got faked out here because this is a descending channel. I just ignored this pretty much here because on my daily chart, it's suggesting to me a major breakdown on the macro level. So my blind short worked out really well. I mean, it wasn't blind, but it wasn't anything based on analysis. It's just I saw this big symmetrical triangle occur in a big downtrend, macro downtrend. So boom, and my gut's almost always right. It's kind of strange. And then here's where we're at today. We broke out the bottom of my parallel channel on the daily chart. That's this. This is going to be hard resistance for Bitcoin. I don't think it's going to make it back up in there. It could come up and test it again. This white line here at 23,390 on this chart, that 23,300 to today 23,280. On different charts will be just a little different, so it's not super exact. This blue channel and this white line should be pretty strong resistance, and I've got some more. I moved some more dry powder into my short position here at the bottom of this channel. my last video I made, I don't want to tell people you should take this trade, but this is going to be hard for Bitcoin to get back up in here. So 23,200 and below, this whole area. And right now where it's at now is probably going to be a good time to short. For me, that's what I would do. I'm already in. I just put the last of my dry powder in to my short position right here at the bottom of this triangle at about 23,010, 23,010, 23,010. I put the last of my dry powder in. Here's another triangle that's occurring in a downtrend. I just got done talking about that. My gut just said do it, so I did it. And well, let's finish the kaleidoscope. And so the price broke out of that big channel, broke all the way down through support, came back up, tested it, and then kind of formed this little, it's almost a parallel channel, kind of a triangle here. Broke out the top of that, so that would be kind of a structure just pointing down. Actually, it broke down hard all the way to 22,760, and then came flying back up. That was probably like 60 seconds. Busts out the top of it and gets harshly rejected from the bottom of the blue channel. My other chart on Bitcoin USDT, not USD, actually has this bouncing directly off this white line. Let's see what the line chart says. Yeah, okay. So same story, though. Harsh resistance here. Whenever this hits the blue line, today it's about 23,290. This line's going up. So like tomorrow it'll be like 23,320, 350. Eventually this white line will be a lower resistance level than the blue channel. Breaks up, forms this triangle. In a downtrend, I'm noticing these triangles basically break down. This triangle breaks down, boom, comes back up, boom. And now we've got a support line here on the bottom. This came down and tested it 3 times. Using the same trend line from the previous channel here. I just extended it down here. And I did that, I didn't have this support line in down here. I just had this one here, and I was watching. It's a big mistake to take for a pattern trader. What I'm noticing, I don't know why. I haven't seen this on videos. I'm sure there's someone out there doing this for sure. So I'm not sure. I'm sure this isn't like some total unique discovery. But it's fascinating how I just left this trend line in here, and after the breakdown out of that triangle, it came up here and tested the bottom, which used to be support of the triangle, as resistance, and failed. And then I just left that trend line on top, and it came up here one more time, tested that as resistance, and then both of these lines from the previous triangle are now resistance. See, fail, test, fail, test, fail, test, fail, test, fail, boom. And then down here, the third data point formed the support line on bottom, which is now a new bigger triangle. And when I saw this about a half hour ago, is when I put a trade in, 23,010. And it's a little underwater. I have a stop loss set way up here at like 23,399. Up above this white line, I have my stop loss like just a little above this white line. And, and I could change that. I don't like giving out stop loss levels because I might change that in 5 minutes from now. But just in case, Warren Buffett says he puts in $5 billion into Bitcoin, there would be a massive pump, and I wouldn't want to get stuck in a position. So I've definitely learned it's better to take a small loss than get stuck in a position and have to sit here and wait for it to come back. And although Femex pays me to keep these positions open, what I'm expecting here is likely Bitcoin to come up and test the top of this triangle and fail. Let's zoom in on where it is right now. It's going to take me quite a while to get this edited and out to you. So this may have broke out the bottom by the time this video gets published. But what I'm expecting is Bitcoin. That's a nice juicy pump right there. Look at that. 22,910 to 22,992. It's almost $100 pump just in the last 12 minutes or so. So what I'm expecting here is this to fail, and you'll be watching this in the future, so you can go look at it. I'm expecting this to fail here and come back down, and I'm looking. This could be the big break. This could be the structure where another big dump occurs. This could be like from 20. This could be like a $1,300 dump. You know, it'll form other patterns on the way down probably, but this could be another level down. Now, when I say that, this could be a total fake out, right? This could just bust out the top, right? And you know, maybe it fails on this resistance, right? And kind of does one of these, or maybe there's enough money out there to just continue and come back up here and test the bottom of the channel, 23,280 or so, and then maybe it takes another run up here. But there's a lot of resistance here. This white line here is resistance. The top of this triangle, there's 4 different resistances on my chart. The Bitcoin I have to smash through to get up to my stop loss up there above the white horizontal line. My gut just says this is coming down. And whoops, I didn't mean to do that. But you got the point, man. I just got done editing that video. You can see how long of a process the editing is. And look at this. Exactly like I said. Right? There it is. Look at that. The breakout was fast, super rapid. Came down to 22,718. Look at that, folks. Look at that. Huh? Here's the this is where the green pump I was telling you about, the $100 green pump or so right here. Basically, it took me an hour to edit that video, unfortunately. So, you know, if I'd have made this a live stream, I could have literally just came on. And if you want to, let me know in the comment section if you want me to try to live stream this stuff. YouTube doesn't like me live streaming. It doesn't seem like they give me any traction. I only get just a few views when I live stream for some reason. But you know, if I live streamed and said, watch this, you know, here it comes, boom, look at that. That it just would have been beautiful, exactly like I said. So it's come back up for the retest, kind of got back up in it, came back down. It's kind of come for a test again. Like I said, my gut, you know, this triangle and a downtrend, my gut's saying this is coming down. And you know, there it is. There it is. Kaleidoscope method by Bitcoin Street. I'm going to get it polished up for you, folks. I sure do appreciate you watching. And if you wouldn't mind giving us a like and a subscribe and sharing it with people on social media. I'm not a big social media person. I just got a YouTube channel. So if you wouldn't mind pumping this out, if you enjoy the analysis, pump this out into the land of crypto. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.